Welcome to this 451 research presentation on the subject of Next Generation Operational Databases 2012 to 2016. My name's Matthew Aslett. I'm part of the Information Management Practice team here at 451 Research, where I'm Research Director for Data Management and Analytics. In this presentation, I'll be providing an overview of a recently published 451 Research Information Management report entitled Next Generation Operational Databases 2012 to 2016. The report provides market sizing estimates for next generation operational databases, specifically the MySQL ecosystem, NoSQL databases, NewSQL databases, and Database as a Service. Further details on the report, including an executive summary and details of how to download the report, can be found at bit.ly/451NGODB. Before we take a look at the individual market sizing estimates, it's important to take a look at the methodology that we use here at 451 Research, which is based on a bottom-up analysis. It entails creating individual estimates and forecasts for each market participant. So our knowledge base contains individual models on 78 vendors in the database market, and each model contains intelligence specific to that company, so things like customers, pricing, deal sizes, and other trends. So the forecast then incorporates the unique traits, strengths and weaknesses of the individual company. It's also important to note that our analysis of emerging database revenue includes software license support and subscription revenue only. So revenue items not incorporated into these figures include things like hardware associated with the delivery of the services, revenue related to the applications developed on top of the databases, to additional hosting services, or systems integration performed by the vendors or other third parties. So let's jump into the market sizing estimates, and we'll start with the MySQL ecosystem, which 451 Research estimates generated revenue of $282 million in 2012. MySQL ecosystem revenue is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 47% to reach $1.3 billion by 2016. The market itself can be divided up into a number of segments, including MySQL distributors and support providers, as well as MySQL as a service providers, storage engine vendors, and advanced clustering and sharding technology providers. The NoSQL database market generated revenue of $184 million in 2012. NoSQL software revenue is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 55% to reach $1.1 billion by 2016. Again, NoSQL database market can be divided up into a number of segments, including document stores, key value stores, graph databases, and wide column databases, or also known as big table clones. For our estimates this year, we've also added another category which we call multi-model databases. These are NoSQL databases that actually support combinations of the different models that I've just talked about. The NewSQL database market is the youngest of those that we're looking at in this report, and generated revenue of just $33 million in 2012. However, NewSQL revenue is expected to grow at a faster compound annual growth rate than MySQL or NoSQL segments, at 61% to reach $221 million by 2016. The market can be divided up into a number of segments, again including new relational SQL databases, MySQL storage engines, and also advanced clustering, sharding technology providers. This year we also added analysis of the database as a service space to this report for the first time. We estimate that the database as a service market generated revenue of $150 million in 2012. However, database as a service revenue is expected to grow at the fastest compound annual growth rate of all the markets we looked at here, at 81%, to reach $1.8 billion by 2016. The database as a service market can be divided again into a number of different segments, the most prominent of which at this point are the MySQL as a service segment, the NoSQL as a service segment, and traditional relational databases delivered as a service. Now if you added together the individual MySQL, NoSQL, NewSQL and Database as a Service revenue figures that I've just talked about, you would come to the conclusion that the market was about $659 million in 2012. In actual fact, as illustrated here, what we see is that the combined market is actually less than the sum of its parts. In particular, there's a large amount of overlap between the Database as a Service and the NoSQL and MySQL markets, and also between NewSQL and MySQL. So if you take out that duplication, what you find is that the combined revenue for MySQL, NoSQL, NewSQL and Database as a Service actually came to a total of $519 million in 2012 and will grow to just under $3 billion in 2016. So that's just a brief overview of the findings from our report, Next Generation Operational Databases 2012 to 2016. As I mentioned, the report is available now, and what you'll find in the report is that for the aggregate market and for each individual sector, there's more details on the revenue, growth forecasts, segment analysis, also a competitive landscape map, analysis of the opportunities and threats in each segment, and the results of a survey of 276 database users. The executive summary and details of how to download the report can be found at bit.ly/451NGODB. And with that, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to view this brief presentation. If you have any questions or comments either on the findings of the report itself or in relation to 451 Research, you can contact me at matthew.aslett@451research.com. And for further information on the company itself, please go to www.451research.com. Thank you very much.